Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to share with you guys another product sent to me by a company called Puro. It's P-U-R-O. And they specialize in basically headsets, music or gaming headsets. Now, I've been working with several different companies over the years. I've worked with many different headphone companies, and I've had a decent experience trying out different headsets. And the thing about sound is that it's very subjective. What one person may think sounds good, another person may not. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of my background when it comes to audio, I love audio. And I have systems in every car. I've always had an elaborate stereo in every single vehicle I have. And I've always felt the need to change things. Now, again, granted, I always want to add more bass. I'm a big-time bass head. And, you know, I have 3 10s in my Solara. I used to have 6. I want some higher power 10s, part of a sponsorship agreement to upgrade the car with power acoustic. I used to have 6 Sony 10s in that car. I have a single 12 power acoustic in my Jag. My Accord, I got 2 Alpine 10s, which I have to replace. I just smoked one finally after 10 years. They really held up great. So you know, again, I'm a big time bass head. I'll always build a box, me and my pops, and put bass in a car. I want it loud, I want it to thump, I want you to feel it. And when I do wear a set of headphones, I want that bass in the headphones. I want it to sound good, I want it to block out the rest of the world and give me, I guess obviously you're not gonna get the same experience. A set of headphones is always gonna be in its own category. The way music sounds in a car, the way I may listen to music in a car, it's always gonna be the way I listen to music in a car. When I listen to music in the home, generally I don't play it as loud, anywhere near as loud. Headphones, it kind of depends on what I'm watching or what I'm listening to. So the idea is that I have a pretty broad background when it comes to hearing different things and listening to music. But one thing I've always said when it comes to audio is that you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to buy Bose. You don't have to buy Steinhauser, however you say it. You don't have to spend $300 on a set of headphones. You don't have to spend $300 on a subwoofer. You don't have to spend a lot of money. If you just tune the system correctly, position the speakers, whether it be in a home theater room or trust me guys, I've had the acoustic research towers that I think back in the day Crutchfield sold them. They're about $2,500 a pair. Studio monitors, high quality. I still have them, but they're in storage. They're big, they take up a lot of room. I personally like to have a lot of audio, but I like it to be hidden. I like it to be there, but not be there. And so, but going back to that, is that I've spent a lot of money on higher end perceived higher end items or audio components. And at the end of the day, ultimately, it comes down to setup and your own personal preference, your own ear. Maybe if I was I guess if I worked in the field, and when it comes to audio, a lot of the things that make components better, I've always found it funny, and I don't mean to get off on a tangent here, but it is important. I always find it funny when, the total harmonic distortion comes up, or the sound quality of an amp, or the quality I always find interesting when it comes to car audio, because you have things you have to deal with. Panels rattling. I mean, the acoustics of the car. Road noise. Things get loose. I mean, no matter how much you take care of your car, eventually you're going to get little rattles, bass or not. So your tires, all these different things are factors. So I always found it funny when people would, oh man, that's a much better sounding sub. No, a lot of these things when they rate them are really rated for quality on its measurable quality. It's measurable quality with equipment, not necessarily your ears. And so I'm a firm believer in that you can get amazing sound quality, whether it be from speakers, home subwoofers, which are speakers I guess, but home audio, car audio, pro audio, and headphones. You can get amazing quality for a great price. So what it really comes down to is your own ear, what sounds good to you. So for me, I gotta tell you, when I review headphones, they all sound good to me. I'm never really disappointed. Some of the bass may be a little deeper. I noticed a big difference. Really, the basic difference you're ever gonna notice with headphones is really how bright the highs are and how low the lows are. That's really, in my opinion, what really makes me like a set of speakers or not. Car audio, for instance, I've always gone MB Court. The reason behind that is because they use a titanium tweeter. I don't know if they still do. I haven't bought a pair in a long time. The ones I have, I'm still using my Honda Accord from 1996. The ones in my Solara, MB Court. I mean, I bought those in 2006. They're great. And but personally, the reason I choose those and pay a little more for those is because of the titanium tweeter. My ears like the way a metallic tweeter sounds. They sound bright, they sound tinny. Other folks not so much. Other folks like the way that a soft dome tweeter or a material type, something non-metallic sounds softer, not quite as harsh. Bass really comes down to the box. And so headphones are the same thing. Everybody's going to, a lot of times when they rate headphones, especially in the price range that I review, I personally have heard, Bose is real claim to fame. If you ever, I remember years ago I cracked open a set of very expensive Bose speakers, and their whole claim to fame is the technology and how they make their speakers. I think one of the speakers I checked out years ago, when I was my teens, super expensive, was one of their studio monitors that had, I think, 30 drivers in it, 33 and a half. So again, there's a lot of gimmick in a lot of things, and a lot of technology that goes into, calculating how the sounds we produce and all that stuff. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it really comes down to what you like. I remember when I used to sell car audio back in the day. We also sold home audio. They had these monster cable Z wires, big thick wires, awesome looking, right? Amazing. Shielded, big giant speaker cables, banana plugs, $300 for a set of cables. And I remember being like, this is ridiculous. I remember testing a set of speakers. They were boombox speakers, granted, bookshelf speakers. But I was like, I tested a little crummy little wire that came with it, and then Z cable. And everybody listened to them said that the crummy wire sounded better. Go figure. So again, it really comes down, it's very subjective, comes down to what you like and what you're looking for. And that's why it's a little tough to buy headphones sometimes over the internet, because you can't really go to your big box store and hear them. But when you go to a big box store and have the opportunity to maybe listen to them, one, you're going to be paying higher markup, and you're going to be paying for brands that, you're going to find one that you like, that you can settle on, that, but you're going to be paying more for them because they're carrying those mainstream brands. So there's lots of brands out there that give you a lot of bang for your buck and sound great. So let's talk about Puro. So again, with all that being said, what is Puro's claim to fame? There's so many different headphones out there, so many different choices, okay? What do they really focus on? So what Puro does is their headphones are designed mainly for teens and children. Not to say an adult can't wear them, not at all. But their main market is going to be the children. And because their headphones are volume limited. They're volume limited to 85 decibels. So if again, parents, I'm not a parent, but I know when I was a kid, and I still do it, obviously, but, they were always worried about my hearing, causing hearing damage. Fortunately, my ears are perfect. I have perfect hearing, and actually, in some cases, freaky hearing. I can hear things that, most people, the other day, I heard something. It was the water running. My parents couldn't believe I could hear that. It was so far away. It was in another room. There's all kinds of noise, but I could hear it. So again, not saying I'm superhuman or anything, but I'm just saying that, my hearing has been checked. I do have good hearing, and for me, I want things loud, and I've always listened to stuff loud. I want to feel the music. I want it loud, not necessarily to hurt, but I want it loud. Again, if you're a parent and your kids are, and let's face it, that's a whole different argument, whole different conversation. But nowadays, the technology out there, it seems like all kids do. Again, not overgeneralized. Don't shoot the messenger here, or don't shoot me for my opinion. But I feel like, if you go around, and I'm guilty of it too sometimes. When you go around looking at people in restaurants, even interacting with other people, everybody's got their face glued to their phone. It's just a huge part of life. And this gaming thing is huge too. Not just kids, but adults. The gaming market is just a incredible industry. So, obviously, if you were a parent and you want, some peace and quiet, I don't necessarily know if you want the surround system on with the 10-inch subwoofers banging in the corner, or your Vizio soundbar or whatever you have, when the kid's playing a game after work and maybe you just want to, watch TV, or, who knows what your situation is. But there's something to be said about having a gaming headset with a gaming system, because that's where a lot of these headsets get used nowadays when it comes to, you know, kids playing games. I mean, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever your cup of tea is. A lot of people use the headsets. And a lot of people use the headsets also because you got the microphone. And that's what Puro is going to give you in the set of headphones I'm going to share with you right now. So this is them right here. Now, these aren't Bluetooth or wireless. These are your standard wire gaming headset. And what's nice about them is they do give you the option to use these with either USB or your standard 3.5 millimeter plug. You have a pretty long cord. I'd say this is probably about almost 6 feet. Very durable cord, so if you have this laying across the carpet or whatnot, plugged into your gaming console, somebody trips over it, or hopefully doesn't trip over it, but hits it with their foot. Very durable. It's kind of braided. It's got like a braided outer covering here, and those two cables. It's a little thicker because you have two different cables running through there, the USB and the 3.5 millimeter plug. So, I mean, it's definitely reinforced where it connects to the headphones, and of course your control box, which is in line. So, what this does is these are limited to 85 decibels, which studies have shown that anything over 85 decibels could create hearing damage. Anything under 85 decibels and under, you're safe to listen to without ever hurting your ears. So this is great if you're a parent and you want to ensure that your kids aren't, you know, because, I mean, if they're playing your game, you don't know how loud that is for them, right? So this is something that they can put on, and you can be rest assured you're not going to be hurting their ears. There's no way to turn it past 85 decibels, even by maxing out the volume. As far as design, you have this very nice, soft, very thick, kind of faux leather headband. They are adjustable like most headphones on the sides. They are marked left and right for... I mean, we're stereo for the most part, but, you know, they are marked, which is kind of common sense if you were to throw these on. One side cord, so you have two cords dangling down. That's pretty standard, a lot of new modern day headphones. The Puro logo, kind of like what appears to be this metallic aluminum, almost looks like the texture of like a record, like an old record. The Puro name, the Puro logo across the top of the headband, and of course you do have a detachable boom microphone. So if you're... I'll tell you, these kids are crazy nowadays. I've heard, I've only played Xbox Live a few times in my life, because I'm not a big gamer. But I did enjoy it, but man, I tell you, like, the things kids say on these things, I mean, I need a mute button just for some of the things these, like a, I don't know, some sort of, like, rating button, you know? I mean, some of the things these kids say on there, and adults too, they're just as bad. But anyway, you can communicate with the game and whatnot with the detachable boom microphone. If you want to get it out of the way, you can, or you can just pop it in there. As far as the controls on the control panel, you do have a mute switch right here, which you can mute the microphone if you're playing and you maybe... I was going to make a joke. I'm not going to. I could offend somebody. Anyway, you can mute it. And, of course, you can select microphone whether or not you're using the 3.5 millimeter plug or the USB. I assume that you have to select that if you want to use the microphone. So, obviously, common sense will tell you if you're using the 3.5 millimeter, turn it on microphone. Or 3.5, using USB, put it on USB. And, of course, you have what they call chat. There's a plus and minus button. Really, that's your volume. I'm not sure why they call it chat, because that would indicate that that has something to do with your voice volume, which doesn't make any sense. This is your volume button. So not sure why they decided to call it chat. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But hopefully if they ever come out with a updated version, they change that, because it has nothing to do with chat. This is not a... you know, I mean, it's not like these are only giving you audio from the chat going on in a video game. They're giving you audio from everything going on. So, Puro, change that to volume. Or just put a plus and minus. It's self-explanatory. But anyway, that's what they put on there. It is kind of a traditional volume wheel. Now, there is some illumination on these, so if you like that cool factor, there is a blue illuminated ring on each earpiece, and of course at the end of the boom mic. And I'm going to plug that in right now and demonstrate that. Now, unfortunately, that only works on a USB connection. That's where it's getting the power for the light. If you use it on the standard 3.5 millimeter, you're not going to get that illumination. But I'm going to plug it in here to my computer, and you can see that both sides of the headset light up nice and bright, pretty cool blue, and then of course your boom mic is lit up with a nice cool blue as well. Pretty awesome. They look cool. They're very comfortable. They're over ear, so they're not like actually, again, that depends on the size of your ears. I'd say I have kind of average size ears, but very comfortable. They sit snug and they block out, even though they're not noise canceling, they do block out quite a bit of ambient noise. They seem pretty quiet, at least when I put them on. So that's really about it. I mean, there's not really too much else to say about it. I can read you some of the things they have on their website, but I just encourage you guys, just click the link in the description and read the information for yourself. Now, the only thing I have to say about these, and when I mentioned the subjective part, these are going to be geared towards, I would say, teens and children. A child, or if you're a parent, for your kids. This is geared for somebody living under the rules of their parents. Or if you're very sensitive to noise. These are rated 85 decibels, maximum volume. Now, I have tried these on my cell phone and, of course, my computer. And at the time of recording this video tonight, I'm going to try this on my dad's computer just to make sure there isn't something going on with my equipment. But to me, these are pretty quiet. They say that 85 decibels is going to be the volume of what a lawnmower is. That's just by reading right off Google of what I've, I don't want to say research because you just Google it. It's not like I research anything. But they say that 85 decibels is the equivalent of a lawnmower. And when I think of a lawnmower, I think that even with the amount of music that I've listened to, I think a lawnmower is pretty loud. Now, again, we can always go back to the, well, what kind of lawnmower do you have, this and that. But I think traditionally lawnmowers, normal lawnmowers sound about the same. They generally use the same muffler or the same noise rating. I don't know if there's regulation on the amount of noise that could come out of a lawnmower. I would, at least in my state, highly doubt it. But nonetheless, I mean, it is something that if you have a lawnmower on at full speed, that you can't really talk to somebody over that. So to me, it's pretty loud. With these, I don't think these are anywhere close to 85 decibels. Now, I don't know where, I did actually take a sound meter. Again, take this with a grain of salt. It's just a sound meter on my phone with the microphone built into your phone. Again, all that's depending upon the phone. But they say that 56 decibels is the equivalent of like a normal conversation. Not whispering, but a normal, softer conversation. And when I tested these at max volume on my computer, that's what I got, about 55 to 60 decibels. And for me, yes, you could hear them. It's not like you're going to have a hard time hearing them, but it's very, for me, if I was listening to music or playing a game, I would want it a lot louder. Again, so this is more, again, geared towards children, somebody under the rules of their folks, where their parents are wanting to ensure that there's not going to be any kind of hearing damage. Can you hear the music? Can you hear your game? Absolutely. But I know a lot of kids, a lot of people who game. Again, I'm not one of them, but they're the whole, I guess, idea, especially in wearing headphones, is that you can really hear what's going on around you. I mean, I talked to one guy, like one of my buddies who's really into gaming. He was telling me about how, like, that the frame rate makes a difference, and how quick you shoot people in certain games and first-person shooter games. And there's all these different things with speed that I guess make a difference. So I'm too slow. I mean, I'm used to 2 buttons, I mean, the buttons on these controllers are insane nowadays. So I'm not very good at playing games. I played World of Warcraft. I always make fun of people for that. I shouldn't say that. I've played in the past, like Metal Gear, I think it was. I'm not trying to indicate my age here, but I've played some games, and again, I did enjoy them, but I'm not by any even remotely good at it, okay? But I would want it a little bit louder for my... But I know, again, that's my point I'm trying to make here, is I know people who I've talked to who game a lot, and they do wear gaming headsets, that they depend upon being able to hear where those sounds are coming from. So I'm not saying you can't hear it with these, but they're definitely volume limited. And so it is something that, again, you're not going to be able to go into a store and test them out. You're going to have to buy them, test them out, and if you like them, keep them. If you don't, you'll have to return them. So that's the only downside to buying what I consider micro-brand products. But I would give it a try. If you're a parent and you are looking for something to limit the noise coming out of your child's headset, looking to, especially, again, during gaming, I don't know if a kid's going to wear these with their cell phone going to school. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Some of the Beats by Dre headphones are pretty large. So I don't really know, what kids are wearing nowadays. But if you are in the market, and there's not a lot of choices out there, if any, if you are in the market for a set of headphones that you're going to ensure that is not going to damage your kid's hearing, something that is, again, noise limited to a max of 85 decibels. Again, that would come down to you being the judge of that. In my opinion, I don't think these are anywhere near 85. But other YouTubers, other people have reviewed these and said that they are awesome, that they sound great. I've tested them. I think they do sound great. But for my ears, I would like them, again, louder. So if you're looking for something that's going to be loud, this isn't a set of headphones for you. If you are a parent looking to get a set of headphones for your children to ensure, like a good parent would, that the kids aren't going to damage your hearing, your teen, your child, whatever, toddler, this would be a great choice for you. So check them out. Link is in the description. I want to thank Puro for their generosity. I think I added the labs there. But Puro for their generosity in conjunction with Noid advertising for sending me these headphones to review. Stay tuned. I have another true in-ear THX certified set of headphones coming from Noid, from a different company. I'll share that with you guys at a later date when I actually get the product, review it, test it out, that kind of thing. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to drop a comment. I'll help you in any way. I do have a contact over at Noid. I can get questions answered for you should you have any questions. But again, click the link, check out their website. All the information's on their website. And these are going to run you $69.99 directly through the manufacturer. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. If you do, click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And you guys have a great evening. Take care.